Let's look into the style of play of Scotland's new manager, Sébastien Pocognoli, and what we know from his time at USG in Monaco. A variety of formations, 3-4-3, 3-4-1-2, 3-5-2, sometimes a back four as well, but what you will see is all the same principles, the same way that people rotate. So it's play forward fast with the free once his centre has to break out with the ball, find his midfielders centrally, and then when he does that break, it's all about people running in behind, using your pace, getting in there, using vertical play quite a lot if it's on, and if not, he'll go around the outside of teams. So you can see here how quickly with Monaco he was able to play through teams with the back three, using the centre half to break out into midfield, then having runners beyond. But then you see the importance of people joining the attack. So it's not just going to be one or two. He wants 3-4-5 joining the attack, so that if they lose possession, they can actually counter press and counter attack pretty effectively from that position. Again, same idea. You're getting the picture now. It'll all be about the types of quality that he can get within the Scotland side to score these goals and create these chances. But he very clearly does have a style of play. It is about using the back three to build round. But if he can't get through the centre, you see this familiar picture of 5 across the defensive line, so that last line of the opposition. And then from there, it's about quick play, one touch, two touch, a lot of fluid movements around the pitch. You see here against USG, the 5 across the last lines there. But in this one, you actually see a bit more of the composure in the play, not just throwing it forward, not just throwing it into the box. Trying to systematically find a space in which they can get on the ball, they can break through teams, quick play again, unselfish play with the right crosses. And this shows the benefit of having so many numbers forward, because this is now 3-4 different rebounds, different saves, but he's so many numbers in the box to be able to do that. Now, one of the restrictions at USG was I felt that there was big gaps between defence and attack, and the midfields weren't always shown. They were always trying to get on that last line, and it left them very open in transition, which meant that the midfielders are trying to get high. When this breaks down, you end up with 5-on-4, 4-on-3, 3-on-3. And if teams play quickly against you, they can break and score. But USG did win a league in the end. But you see this similar pattern. The only thing I can say is this is from a game early on in the season, early on in his managerial career, against Royal Antwerp, but these similar types of mistakes happened when they went into the Champions League in the second half, with the second season against the likes of Newcastle. They got very caught out in those build areas, and the quick transitions were punishable, and that's probably something that Scotland can't necessarily deal with at the moment, but there are different types of players developing and coming through. This is just another one as it switches over to the other side. It's a similar idea, but there's more touches here. Where the move breaks down, it is that little flick there, but again, you can see how open to quick transitions the team are, and this is a game further down the season that you're seeing similar issues with the Royal Antwerp game, which was really early on. Keeper makes a great save here. So it is a team that play out from the back. It is a team that has restrictions when they play out from the back, and as a result, it is then a team that can go quite direct. So at USG, they were the 9th best possession, which is surprising for a team that wins the league. They were the 11th most accurate passers, and as a result, they were quite direct with their play. So does like to get it forward fast, even if it's direct, and then get numbers around that, and then there's your 5 across the last line again that he's trying to build to, get to, progress into the attacking area, and from there, numbers in the box. Now this ends up being a great goal from the left wing back, but there are 3 in attack, 2 supporting round. There are people getting there. In that build-out phase with the back 3 wing-backs, he does seem to like his goalkeepers to play over a press out to a wing-back, and it seemed to be a familiar pattern that I seen in the games that I watched, which was Ghent, Cercle Bruges, Antwerp, and Club Brugge at the end of the season. So again, that direct play is definitely something that they'll utilise, whether it's straight up in second balls, whether it's clipped to the wing back like we see here. It seems to be something that teams lock on to, and as a result of playing over the high press in this way, if you lose the ball, a team already have 5 committed in your half high up the pitch, so if they win it back off the wing back, you leave yourself quite open, susceptible to quick transitions. And again, that would be my biggest concern, is those transitional plays. So this isn't a dead ball situation, but it's very much the same idea of a pass, clipping out to the wing back, to trying to play from there. The opposition actually quite fortunate because it's almost really good build-up play. But when they lose the ball again, you see how easy it is for a team to transition against them, create chances, get numbers into the box, and then this just ends up being really good defensive play retreating. Still, there's concerns with that opening for me. But when that's not working, Monaco v PSG, a very difficult game. The direct progression is still there. So there is quick fast, and it is about being direct. And it's about territory. When he's got territory, there'll be crosses into the box, and it'll be how you get the two strikers in the box and the attacking midfielder in the box. So if you've got two big strikers, Scott McTominay, people with pace, people with power, the territory play will be an important factor of this. Now, I've sped this play up a little bit just to show the rest defence and how I actually think that this is what I like most about Pocognoli's teams, is when they're in attack, they're very good at locking on with a +1 defender. So whether it's two centre halves of the three and one jumps in, if it's against a front three, there's a centre midfielder that would join that as well. But they were very good at recycling attacks. Even in the game against Antwerp, they lost 5-1. This is the goal they scored. So recycled shot chance, but we're protected against that counter-attack from deep. And you're able to smother teams with attack after attack after attack, which is something we've probably not had as a Scotland team. We've probably not had that good rest defence to be able to keep teams locked in. Now this is showing the defensive structure. So if one wing back jumps, it kind of becomes a back four behind him. But when you win the ball in transition, it's all about numbers quickly forward. Now, if you lose the counter press on that, it means you've got a lot of recovery around to doing. There's a lot of people behind the ball. Now you need to recover and get forward to help your defence. And they do actually quite well, but it's the second phase of pressing that opens them up again that results in this goal for the opposition. But I actually think the structure there kind of shows what's good. The generic stuff around aggressive initial press, if teams go backwards, if teams throw backwards, if teams take free kicks backwards, the team will press, the team will lock on quite man for man in that area, but they'll choose their moments, which you'll see later in this. Like that part as well. Now this is the rest defence part. So teams back in the structure, left wing backs jump into the ball, which then makes it kind of become a 3-4-1-2, because the right wing back's actually dropping back into the back four to give that security. Now when it's developing over the side, the two centre forwards are going to try and lock on to the back line and cut off ball side. So you'll actually see the left centre forward trying to remonstrate with the right centre forward that he needs to do more to shut off this side. And when it comes back out now, you'll see that left centre forward lock on to the centre now. So they've got the ball side lock on. So if they try and play this pass, it's going to be pressed, it's going to be turned over, and the whole team can jump a little bit higher. As you see now, they'll step up, they'll get into their half a little bit. Now the left wing back completely jumps up to the press, so he is committed to that high press in the second block. Then your back four kind of fills out, and you try and avoid any central passes. You get people going man for man, and then it's all about recovery and getting back behind the ball as quick as possible, which they do. And set plays were such a huge part of his USG work. 15 of his 71 league goals, in swinging mainly, but then there's a lot of different varieties in there in creative set plays like this one, which was cut back. So it'd be interesting to see what they work on.